Hello there, Mike Sharif here, and as you can see, I'm in my trusty, handy-dandy paint program, because I'm classy like that, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by basically the pyramid profile. So for your link profile, this is your pyramid linking scheme. Basically, if you read the article on and watched that video as well on what a link profile is, this is what I found to be the most naturally looking to um, Google, right? So this is what a typical link profile will look like for people who, quote unquote, just make great content and then share it with others. Okay? And so what we want to do is be able to replicate that. And this is the exact formula and the exact method for being able to do that. So first it starts out with this article-based blog comments, the bottom layer of our pyramid. Now, the reason that it's in this pyramid form is so that it gives you a visual representation of the sheer number of links that you need in each of these three sections. So the most number of links that I typically do are article-based blog comments. Now, what do I mean by article-based and blog comments? I'm not talking about using, oh gosh, what's the Zroomer, the X-Roomer, where you blast out a bunch of spam comments. That's not at all what I'm talking about. I'm talking about manual blog comments. You can hire a VA for $2 an hour to just go and make 30 to 50 manual blog comments. You can also, if you hit the like or you tweet or whatever it is on the content that I've locked up, those are all of my Fiverr based gigs that will do all of these things in the different sections, and you'll see that spread out. But I do have some favorite Fiverr gigs where for $5 somebody will go manually do like 180 or 200 blog comments or something like that. And then the other one is article based, and that is going to be things like Unique Article Wizard, and those sort of programs or softwares that you can send out unique spun articles to a bunch of places. Also, you can do e-zine articles, things like that. But basically, just you want as many of these article-based articles as possible. Now, the key to this particular area, the lower quadrant or lower third of the link profile pyramid, is that you want to have as few exact anchor texts as possible. So if you're trying to rank for, let's say, plumbers in Portland or Portland plumbers, you don't want very many Portland plumbers anchor texts in those links that are pointing back to your site, right? So we're not using buffer sites, we're not using complex link structures, we're just pointing everything throughout our silo structure of our site. Now, we're not pointing them all towards our home page, we do point them towards other pages, sort of mix it up. You don't want 1,000 links to your home page and no links anywhere else. That doesn't look natural either. But with your article-based blog commenting section, you don't want a lot of exact match anchor text links pointing back. The kinds of anchor text that you want are things like click here or for more information or just the straight URL of whatever you're linking to. So www.portlandplumbers.com/blog post number 1 or whatever it is that you're doing. This is where you can use this section of the profile of the pyramid link profile to actually sort of, I like to call it naturalizing, but basically what you're doing is you're reducing the percentage of exact anchor text that you have, right? So if you got hit with a penalty, what a lot of companies will come and do, maybe you got hit with a penalty because you have too many exact anchor text links pointing to your site. What they'll do is they'll just come in here and they'll just start hammering your site with a bunch of these low quality, non-triggering, non-spammy links with anything but the anchor text that you're trying to rank for. And that's because over time, this will dilute the anchor text percentage that you might have in your link profile. So I like to just go ahead and start with this. Start getting these links, start getting on Google's radar, all that kind of stuff. Article-based blog comments. The next one that we want are social triggers. So more and more Google is putting reliance on social signals. And what are social signals exactly? Well, it's your site being tweeted and then retweeted. Okay, so there's lots of softwares out there that do this. There's lots of Fiverr gigs that do this. Again, I try to hammer a good portion of the link pyramid with these social triggers. So we've got low quality links, a bunch of social triggers. I have Fiverr gigs again in the locked content of this blog post that you can use, that I use on a regular basis, proven, tested, $5, slap it up, get a couple hundred tweets, retweets, all that kind of stuff. Send those social signals. Google really likes that. And on sites that rank highly in Google these days, this is what their link profile looks like. A lot of social triggers and signals. Now the last thing that I do, and this is probably the most important, depending on your niche, in a lot of cases with a lot of the local sites, you can probably just do this and not do too much of this and be okay. But I just do the rest of this profile, the social triggers and the article-based blog comments, just to make sure that everything evens out. The key really is going to be in this section here, which you'll find out later on in this blog post, but it's the high PR, high relevance links. And the key to ensuring that you get the most out of these high PR, high relevant links, and as you can see, you don't need that many, right? Maybe you need like just a handful compared to the rest of the pyramid, is that you use the exact anchor text that you want. So if you're looking for plumbers in Portland, make sure to put plumbers in Portland as the anchor text for the links pointing back from these high PR, highly relevant sites. Now, a little bit later in this blog post, I'll have a video for you to show you how easy it is. Like, you could have over 200 of these links pointing to your site by tomorrow if you just follow that video, and I'll show you exactly how to do that later on in the video. But the key here, though, is to remember that high PR, highly relevant links naturally occurring don't happen all at once, right? So they typically don't happen 200 links at a time within a 24-hour period. That being said, high PR, high relevant links are safe for new domains. Okay, and you can point them directly at your homepage. You can point them at whatever page within your silo structure you're trying to rank for a specific keyword, etc., etc. But the point is, high PR, highly relevant links are safe as long as you don't do them in bunches, right? So you can do bunches of blog comments. It's not unnatural for somebody to sit down and manually comment 20, 30, 100, 200 comments in a single day. Like, if ever I'm trying to generate a bunch of traffic for a particular blog post, or do any sort of manual traffic getting methods just to do some testing or whatever, I can sit down and do 100, 200 blog comments manually myself. My VAs can do that, etc., etc. So that's not uncommon. What is uncommon is for a site to all of a sudden be on these incredibly relevant high PR sites really, really fast. So if you do take the route of buying these high PR, highly relevant links, like I show you how to do later, just make sure that you space them out enough, one or two every couple days. If your site's older, then maybe you can, and you're adding more content on a regular basis, then you can certainly add those at a higher rate than maybe one or two every day, but just be careful with those. The key with high PR, high relevant links in their effectiveness is don't buy too many too fast, for sake of budgeting, right? So just buy one or two at a time, see what happens to your rankings, buy another one or two at a time. Because if you go out and you buy 10 and it turns out you only needed 2 to rank, well, that's just a really big waste of money. So that is the link pyramid profile. That's basically all the information I can get you. I'm just sort of winging it here off the top of my head. Just build your links just like you see this pyramid, and you should be good to go, with the weight of the responsibility being on the high PR, high relevant links, though you don't need nearly as many of them in comparison to the rest of these. So hopefully that was helpful, and hopefully you'll be able to learn from that.